Abraham Lincoln, the 16th President of the United States, is often regarded as one of the greatest leaders in American history. He guided the nation through its most divisive and destructive conflict, the Civil War, and was instrumental in the abolition of slavery. Lincoln's life, marked by humble beginnings, self-education, political challenges, and personal tragedies, shaped him into a symbol of perseverance, moral integrity, and democracy. Abraham Lincoln was born on February 12, 1809, in a one-room log cabin on Sinking Spring Farm, Kentucky, to Thomas Lincoln and Nancy Hanks Lincoln. His family was poor, and he spent his early years working on the farm and learning basic skills in a frontier environment. In 1816, the Lincoln family moved to Indiana, largely due to land disputes and Thomas Lincoln's desire for a fresh start. Tragedy struck young Lincoln early in life. His mother, Nancy, died in 1818 when Abraham was only 9 years old. His father remarried in 1819, and his stepmother, Sarah Bush Johnston Lincoln, encouraged his education. Although formal schooling was limited, he had less than a year of formal education. Lincoln was an avid reader, borrowing books whenever he could, and teaching himself by studying the Bible, Pilgrim's Progress, and other works of literature. As a young man, Lincoln worked various jobs to support himself, including farm laborer, rail splitter, and store clerk. He moved to New Salem, Illinois in 1831, where he eventually became involved in local politics. Lincoln's early political career began in 1834 when he was elected to the Illinois state legislature as a member of the Whig Party. He earned a reputation for honesty, hard work, and a keen sense of judgment, which earned him the nickname Honest Abe. At the same time, Lincoln pursued a career in law, becoming a self-taught lawyer. He was admitted to the Illinois bar in 1836 and established a successful legal practice in Springfield. Throughout the 1840s and 1850s, Lincoln practiced law while continuing to serve in the Illinois legislature, where he developed his opposition to the expansion of slavery. Lincoln's national profile began to rise in the 1850s, largely due to his opposition to the Kansas-Nebraska Act, which allowed the spread of slavery into new territories. His political career took a significant step forward in 1858, when he ran for the United States Senate against Stephen Douglas. Although Lincoln lost the election, the series of debates between him and Douglas, known as the Lincoln-Douglas debates, catapulted him onto the national stage. His arguments against the moral and political implications of slavery expansion drew widespread attention, particularly his famous declaration that a house divided against itself cannot stand. In 1860, Lincoln was chosen as the Republican Party's candidate for the presidency. He ran on a platform that opposed the expansion of slavery but sought to preserve the Union. His election on November 6, 1860, sparked a crisis in the southern states, which saw his anti-slavery stance as a direct threat to their way of life. On April 12, 1861, shortly after Lincoln's inauguration, the Civil War began when Confederate forces attacked Fort Sumter in South Carolina. Lincoln faced the immense challenge of preserving the Union while navigating the complexities of a divided nation. His primary goal was to keep the country united, even if it initially meant tolerating slavery where it already existed. However, as the war progressed, Lincoln's views on slavery evolved. On January 1, 1863, he issued the Emancipation Proclamation, which declared that all enslaved people in Confederate-held territory were to be set free. This pivotal document shifted the war's focus from merely preserving the Union to also ending slavery, making it a moral crusade as well as a political one. Lincoln's leadership during the war was marked by perseverance and resilience. He faced criticism from both radicals who wanted faster action on abolition and conservatives who believed his measures were too extreme. Yet Lincoln's ability to stay focused on the ultimate goal, preserving the Union, helped guide the nation through its darkest hours. In November 1863, after one of the bloodiest battles of the Civil War, Lincoln delivered the Gettysburg Address, a short but profound speech that redefined the American democratic ideal. In just 272 words, Lincoln emphasized the principles of equality and freedom, affirming that the war was not just about preserving the Union, but ensuring a new birth of freedom for all Americans. Lincoln was re-elected in 1864, defeating Democratic candidate George McClellan. His second term saw the final efforts to bring the Civil War to a close, with Union forces under General Ulysses S. Grant making significant advances against the Confederacy. On the 9th of April, 1865, General Robert E. Lee surrendered to Grant at Appomattox Courthouse, effectively ending the war. Just 5 days after the Confederate surrender, on the 14th of April, 1865, Lincoln was shot by John Wilkes Booth, a Confederate sympathizer, while attending a play at Ford's Theater in Washington, D.C. He died the next morning, on the 15th of April, 1865, becoming the first United States president to be assassinated. Lincoln's death was a profound loss for the nation, but his legacy endures. He is remembered not only as the president who preserved the Union, but also as the leader who championed the abolition of slavery. His vision of a nation united in equality and democracy continues to inspire people around the world. In the years following his assassination, Lincoln's reputation grew as historians and scholars came to see him as one of the most important figures in American history. Monuments, memorials, and countless biographies honor his life and legacy, particularly his leadership during the Civil War and his unwavering belief in freedom and democracy for all. Abraham Lincoln's life was one of remarkable perseverance and dedication to principles of justice, equality, and national unity. From his humble beginnings to his leadership during the Civil War and his role in abolishing slavery, Lincoln's legacy remains one of profound impact on the course of American history and its ideals. This has been a quick biography created by the team at Best Audiobooks for free, published on both YouTube and Rumble. Please subscribe to our channel, as your subscription allows us to bring you more great free content. Please look at our website at www.bestaudiobooksforfree.com for a complete list of our free audiobook content.